This video app review is brought to you by the iPhoneAppReview.com.
Hey guys, this is Valerie Lauer with a video app review for the iPhoneAppReview.com of an app called Fluke HD, which I'm going to go ahead and get launched for us, and then we're going to talk about this awesome app. Let me go back just for a second. This is actually an iPad app review. Fluke HD is an iPad specific application. Too bad iPhone, but you'll be able to tell pretty quickly why, and I think it makes more sense on here anyway. So Fluke is actually an application that brings the idea of a board game. Board game that reminds you of growing up, reminds you of being a kid, playing family game night. Takes that concept and puts it into a really slickly, cleanly, awesomely made iPad app that you can either play with up to 6 players with you personally, locally, or you can play online. Or you can play against your iPad, which we'll be doing today is against the iPad. No offense, and I'm not going to be handing this around to 7 people right now. Let me kind of walk you through the homepage, and then we'll actually take a look at the game, okay? By the way, I really like this game. I started playing it and really just kind of couldn't stop, so you will probably be in the same boat. There's a couple options. As you can see up here, there's a play online, an option to go into your settings. Right now we have the music and things turned off, obviously, because I'm talking to you. And you want to be able to hear me, and there's also a help section. Now, it's a pretty easy to play game, but it might help you a little bit if you come through and look through the tips a little bit. Not a horrible idea, just something that might come in handy. Down here in the center, once you have your sections, we're just going to do play. You would choose your number of players, and anywhere from 2 to 6. I said we're going to go ahead and go 2. That way we're playing the iPad. And then once you have that picked and you're on the right section, you choose the board you want to do. There are actually 5 different boards already in here, and there's more coming, which is really, really cool. And these are all completely different. We'll look at a couple of them here in a minute. They're not just different backgrounds in the same board. They all have different number of spaces. They all have different numbers of transports. It's really, really cool. Down here at the bottom, and also you see there's a Facebook option and Twitter option. It interfaces with OpenFate and also with Game Center. So this thing covers the whole range. We're not really missing a step here. So let me go ahead and pull it up, and I'll kind of explain more to you what this is. We'll use this new one, this classic one, just because it's first. And again, we're on 2, and we tap next. Now it has me in here already, and then on the easy, so there's a couple things to do. You can choose, just to tap and change the name. We're going to leave it Val, or else you might get confused. You can choose the color you want to use for your token, because you're going to be moving tokens around on a board, basically. I always have pretty good luck with red. And then you can actually do 3 different modes against your iPad. It's easy, medium, and hard. We'll keep it easy, just for argument's sake. And if you wanted to actually have 2 local players, you just tap this icon right here to change it. So we're going to leave it on easy. We're going to go ahead and choose play. And here's your first board. Now they choose who goes first randomly. I get to go first here. So what happens is you have this board with all these spaces. You start at the start port. Whenever it's your turn, you tap, and the dice rolls. Then you touch your token that you want to move. It moves that many spaces, and you're good to go. Then it's the other person's turn, and in this case, again, it's the computer's turn. Now, there are a couple different things about the board I want to tell you. We have the luxury to kind of go over it now, since we're playing the computer. If you were playing online, there is a clock, like a play clock, that if that runs out, you can actually get skipped. So just keep that in mind. If you're playing online, you don't want to go too slow. You might lose your turn, and you can actually get booted out of a game if you don't respond. So I'll talk more fast if I was doing that, but we're fine here. What they have is these spaces. You're trying to get to the end, and you have 4 different tokens that you're trying to move across the board. And again, you're kind of doing that with this die here in the middle. So real simple concept, real straightforward. A couple things to think about, which you're about to see. So that guy, his token just hit my token, which meant that it got bumped off the board. So it's kind of like Sorry, a little bit like Chutes and Ladders. These little portals right here are actually teleportation portals. So if I had landed, say, on that green one, it would have brought me over here to this green one. I would have got to skip a whole bunch of the board, which is really, really cool. But it works vice versa. If you're over here and you hit that portal, you go back over there. Now, since I don't have a token on the board, what I have to do is try to roll a 6. The only way you get a token on the board is by rolling a 6. Now, you get to do this 3 times when you're trying to get a token into play. If you don't get a 6 in those 3 turns, you lose your turn, and the other person gets to go instead. So, unfortunately, that might go on for a little bit. So I'll kind of do this while I talk at you. There we go. So I got a 6. So I get to go ahead and put a new token, and that works exactly. That 6 number works no matter where you are on the board. Say I, do this again and get a 6, I could technically put another one of these tokens on the board. You can actually have all of them on there at once, because the idea is to have each of them make their way around this. They all have to get over to the end first, and that's how you win. So very, very cool. Like I said right there, I'm going to go ahead and put another one on there. I do suggest, for strategy reasons, to go ahead and get as many of these guys on the board at a time as you can, so you can skip the bad portals that would send you back and things like that. He just jumped over, but I'll show you. These are little kind of like chance, if you want to think of it that way. If you land on one of those gray guys, it could be a bonus where you get to go forward, you could get to bump someone off the board, or you could even get to do something special, like, you know, move to the next portal to get ahead or something like that. So it's really cool. And that's kind of the general idea. As you can see, user interface is great. All the controls are kept real small and to the side, nothing too crazy there. We're going to go ahead and end the game just so I can show you the other boards. I wanted to show you a couple of these because they're really cool. I mean, again, this is a shorter one, but it's beautiful. I mean, definitely just a beautiful, beautiful layout, and they're all super interesting. I gave, here at the iPhoneAppReview.com, we did give this app a 4.5 out of 5 stars for combining that retro game feel and these amazing boards and that real slick kind of user interface all into a really cool application that may just be the reason that family game night comes back to your family. So again, I'm a really, really big fan, and I think you'll like it too. I'm pretty impressed, and as I said, I really couldn't stop playing it today. I totally got in trouble for playing it for too long. So just keep that in mind if you're planning on having this played. Everyone's going to get really into it. As you can imagine, with 6 people playing it, it gets even better. So this has been Valerie Lauer with the iPhoneAppReview.com. Here doing an awesome video review for you guys of Fluke HD. Keep on playing. Until next time.